Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. How's everyone doing? Let's see, we have a Mandig Labs in the house. Hey, Alan, how you doing? Hey, Kitrol. Hey, the Ranch Kid. Hey, Fegley. Kenny and Penguin Makers. Motocross and Average Distro and Tuxedo. How are folks doing? Hey, Bill. Oh, what kind of proofs are you taking apart? Are you getting ready for an index, or are you doing something else? Hey, John. Tuxedo. They sell pre-made wire kits for the V3 and V4. Oh, yeah. Hey, check it out. I did something I've been meaning to do for a long time. Look how far away I can get my other camera now. I could do content in front of the mill now. This camera has always had a long HDMI cable hooked up to it, but I was limited by the battery eliminator cord, and I finally bought an extension, and then I bundled it into a cable. Core 1 conversion. You're waiting on index right now? Yeah. I have a Core 1 conversion in a box over here. It's gonna convert my last Mark IV. That'll be right after open source, I think. I'm not gonna stream it. After I let Atomic Atom borrow the Mark IV for open source, I'll be converting it. Hey, Matt Al. Hey, Barry, Lord Getface. Yep. Okay, let me bring this thing back because it doesn't need to be way over here. I just wanted to show that off. Look, I had enough of the split loom that I got a nice cable here now. It's not going to get all tangled, or at least not as easy. Still no index. Yep. Some chips on that mill. I've been cutting, squaring up extrusions is all. Tuxedo. Hey, Tinker and Techie. Hey, Brent. Just squaring up extrusions is all. Okay, we remember this, huh? It's a little dusty. It's a little dusty, but it's here. It is up to date. I spent some time and I updated Clipper on it just to make sure I wasn't going to have any trouble with that. So, that's the way I grabbed a pair of Mark III SCs off Facebook. Oh, yeah. Nice. Hey, Mr. Grinch. Hey, TJ. So, yeah, I have not printed much on this. No good reason, except that just you get to a certain number of different profiles and printers and it's hard to keep up. But I'm hoping that making it a little easier to do Z offset and probing will make it easier to get to using it. Polar Ted, welcome. Hey, John. Listening while driving, won't be chatting. We have 42 people. It's perfect. Nobody else can log on or log off now. Anyway, this guy, I'm just going to take the top off. I'll set this aside for now. I have printed the parts that we need. Need 200 likes out of 47 people. That'll do. Printed the parts that we need. New duct with eddy current probe mount. Some extra standoffs that I'll have to cut down to size. So I think I printed them long. I hope I printed them long. Hey, Clownhammer. And we will cut those to whatever size. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time wrenching on this, swapping out the parts. And then we'll spend some time mounting the Cartographer and going through the documentation and setting it up. I have not set one up, so this is brand new. I know documentation exists, but I have not read through it. Hey, Skyrim. People watching is not displayed during member-only streams. Oh, it's not? Interesting. We had 50 or 60, I think, peak on Saturday for the member stream. this isn't a member stream, right? This is public. Yep, it's public. Hey, Zarp. Okay, so let's see. Oh, there is. I am a noob. I am a noob. I have not set this up before, so let's see what we have. I forgot to. I have it set up, but I forgot to post and pin the filament giveaway link. So let me get that going. Your PA6GF finished? Looks good. Awesome. Average disco, is that on the bigger sizes? Because I haven't had any trouble with leveling. Honestly, even with just the Z end stop, this was printing fine. Just it's a lot easier to deal with adjusting the offset on a non-fixed end stop probe. So let me get this Polymaker link going. I saw someone bought some filaments, so big thank you. Be sure to use the link in the description. I'm pretty sure it's correct. If you want Vision Miner, there's a link in there too. Let's pin this. Press go with a sharp nozzle and a new plate on a new printer. Ouch! It's easy, just don't skip the last step of setting the Z offset. Yeah. Hey there, Reverend. I have a Hydro Z mod and a Trident Z mod for the VZBot. I'm not planning on changing the way the Z setup works here. It's really good right now. Just having the probe will be nice. Okay, that is there. That is filled out. That next is, let's go. This is a cartographer. Here, let's see. Oh, hi, buddy. What's up? You see what's going on in there? Hey, Shadow Steve. Where is the actual, is it in here? Oh, here we are. Let's talk about what we have here. This is Cartographer V4. So this was given to me by Richard, the owner cartographer at Smurf this last year. I met him in person the first time at Formnext last year, and he brought me one of these at Smurf, so full disclosure there. I hope that this will work. I think so. I think we can make it work. I will have to check. If this one doesn't work, I may have the other one, because I got one of the Jerf special painted ones as well. I may have gotten the opposite connector. So we will see. And then it comes with a cable, a short cable, a long cable, which we're going to use because this printer doesn't have a tool head board. That is what's going on. Let's see. This printer is all individual wires going to the tool head. So that's what we're doing here. On VZ, you need a low pro version. Well, we'll find out. We will see how important that is. I've got stuff here. Apparently I have stuff to convert it. I can convert it to the low profile version if we have to. We are doing USB. We are going to do this as USB. I think. Let me put all these connectors back in so I don't lose them. I'm pleased to see that extra connector in there. That's really nice. Swap that out if we need to. So that's what's included. And then for the build, I have a new part cooling duct that I need to put a few heat sets in, and it'll bolt to the CPAP blower there, and then a couple of these spacers that space it off. So need yourself a fancy microscope to resolder on. I have one of those. I also have a proper optical or glass electronics microscope. I never use it, but I have one. Hi, Moons. Oh. Let's do this to give some chance of getting him off. I've trained him well. Beginning of stream at snacks. You want one? You're being very polite today. Hey, Brent. One more. There you go. Need to clean my finger? And my thumb? And my thumb? Cool. Thank you. And he's gone. Perfect. Okay. I just did a search for Cartographer V4. So let's just go here. Let's see what we have. Oh. Trainer to jump through the flaming poop. So this is the two versions that we're talking about. The low profile version has the connector, goes straight back. This one goes straight up. So if we go to documentation, and let's see what we need to do here. Cartographer probe, installation and setup. Before you begin, we've assembled a small list of things to check and be aware of before you start. Hey, Peter. These will continue to be mentioned throughout the guide, but this is a summary. The box contains warning about the next paragraph section. The box containing information that must be followed. Make sure Cartographer is mounted with a range of 2.8 to 3 millimeters above the tip of the nozzle. Do not update Clipper as soon as a new update is available. The Cartographer repo is not dirty. Don't press clean. Don't use metal brushes. Reboot if command not found option is invalid. Not compatible with bed with embedded magnets. I don't have that, right? This is a, yep, this is a regular magnet. I don't think touch is going to be a problem here. What to do if you get stuck using touch. Tool head completely rigid. Check tool head for loose screws. Yeah, all this should be okay. Hey, Jeff. Switching from USB to CAN. All Cartographer V4 units will ship with USB firmware on them by default. So that's what we're going to use. I haven't done anything, Bones. And if you want to use it for CAN bus, you'll need to switch the firmware. Plug your probe to USB. Plug your probe into your Pi. You should see the USB status light up on the probe. Install the Cartographer USB, or the Cartographer firmware repository. See the following screen come up. Is this all correct? Switching. I don't need to switch from USB to CAN. So follow the on-screen guide. Here, let's see. Is there a firmware? Let's go firmware. Which firmware? Which firmware? Combined firmware, catapult. Catapult deployer. Is the main full versus light firmwares. Light has a reduced number of samples being sent to your Pi in order to reduce load. Device with a lower powered Linux host device. Okay. If only it was CAN bus. I don't want, okay, let's go do a few things here. Let's talk about the printer a little more. So this is my VZBot. VZBot is very heavy for its size. It's got a big badonkadonk. That's the term we used when Daniel and I were building it, right? Here is this. So we got lots of open USB ports. We're only using one USB port on the Pi. So let's go ahead and take the back panel off. We're just gonna get a lay of the land of what we got going on here. Hey, Chromatic. So I'm gonna move this and set this where the top panel is. Hey, Benny. So this is actually 24 volts. We did a stream a while back where we converted this to 24 volts because these stepper drivers are supposed to work better on 24 volts than 48. So we are running two 24 volt, and I'm just confirming I didn't move it back at any point. Two 24 volt power supplies. It is a Pi 4. Everything else should be as we built it, as Daniel and I built ours. So. Hey, Killer Prince. Less issues with the blowouts. Yeah. So that is that. So we should be able to take our Cartographer. I wonder if it's worth running this through the little spot here right now. Let me see if I can get this to run through the... to run through. So it's gonna have to run through here anyway. Hey, there's room. Oh crap. I sent it the wrong way. The Vertigo has the Lazy Susan under it right now. I sent that the wrong way, and it would have been easier to send it through this way anyway. Ugh. At least I think so. Push it. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to run that through there. We got a ton of extra cable we'll have to bundle up. But we should be able to plug this guy in there. Just leave that, and then we got this guy to plug in and look at it. Yeah, the Vertigo has the Lazy Susan right now. Really would like a VZBot. How much do you use it? Almost never, but I'm hoping that changes because I have gotten good prints out of it. So there's no reason not to. It's just a matter of what do I send the prints to? Okay, let's see what we got. I guess we want to make sure we can get this hooked up first. And we want to, I think we want to just go to updating the firmware. Make sure the Cardo has the latest firmware on it. Simplest method is use Catapult, although you can also use DFU versus via USB. So let's plug this in. Let's see if we can tell, if we can get some information on what's on it. So I'm just going to plug this in and let it hang here. Nothing's powered on yet. That's just going to plug in there, and we're going to make sure that it's hanging down here on the desk instead of somewhere where it can run into anything. One or too many almost done projects. Yours is the bigger one though, isn't it? You have the 330? Is that right? I can't even imagine moving the 330 around. This thing is a tank. This thing is a tank. It's probably, this thing is probably at least as heavy as a Core 1. And the Core 1's what, 50 pounds? Don't skip the first bits. Okay, let's go all the way back to the beginning. Start at the beginning. Any plans to convert everything over to index? No. No. Okay. So what, before you begin, we did this. There's nothing for us to really do here. V4 switching from USB to CAN. We don't need to do that, but it does have some installation stuff here. We don't want to. Maybe there's a little disconnect in the instructions here, but I would think that we'd want to go straight here to software configuration and go to Clipper setup. So let's do this, right? We can skip that. We've got our hardware set up. We need to mount it and everything, but we're going to get it set up with software first, and then we're going to get it set up for on the printer. So if we go to software configuration, it's recommended that you run this on a Raspberry Pi or similar device with an up-to-date operating system. The following plugin requires Clipper 1.13 or later, or Calico. And we have Clipper, it's up to date. It's 0.13 something. So let's go to Clipper setup. If you're updating to the new Cartographer plugin, then it's necessary to remove parts of your old config to avoid Clipper errors. We're not updating. We don't have anything, no scanner in there. So let's just go straight to here. We need power. Where are you? There. Power. Hates the idea of picking up my rat rig. Did you hear I have a rat rig to build now, Alan? A 300. I have a 300, not the big boy, but a 300. I can build it either the hybrid or the IDEX. We're going to do that I'm hoping starting in the middle of September, maybe the beginning of September. Okay. Powered on. It is powered on now. Can you hear that? That's the CPAP, because it turns on full blast until the pin gets initialized. We do have a blue light here. There we go. Noise canceling took care. Good. So I'm guessing at this point, the most common question for the next year plus is going to be, are you going to put index on it? Doesn't matter what the printer is. It's going to be, are you going to put index on it? Are you going to put index on it? Are you going to put index on it? Okay, let's go here. Let's recycle this page. VZBot. It's index, yep. Okay, so, I mean, here, I've got 40 hours on this. It's not enough. It needs more. So, but we are on Clipper. It is up to date. I think I just updated this the day before yesterday, getting ready for this stream. So wanted to make sure at least we're starting where we need to. There's some hours. That would have been a whole lot easier before now, Killer Prince. What's new with the V4? I don't know. I bet you there's a thing here, somewhere here. Okay, we're gonna install the plugins. Let me bring up a command window. Yeah, VZBot. Given an older cartographer, but I have no idea what version it is. Temperature that can handle? Okay. I really don't know any of the differences. Okay, we are logged on. So, a script has been made to simplify the process of installing the plugin. Default assumes that Clipper is in /Clipper. It is. Next time you flash the main MCU, set the pin low at startup or high if it is on a fan header. Yes. And then flip it in the config, I take it. And all this is the default. This should be standard. Run this command to install. Copy. There we go. Pulled out my old MGB Roadster. you know I have one of those, Reverend. I have a 1965 MGB. Did you know that? Oh, the config should be the same? Okay. It's a V4 with a braided cable. I don't foresee the cable being a problem with the way this all routes. Hey, David. The thing, I could just leave it on, then it's not a problem. Let's see. Oh, that's done. Okay, did anything has been created? I don't see anything skimming that's an error. Download the Cartographer firmware repository. You should download the repository to update your probe to the latest compatible firmware. I'm doing good. Okay. There. Let's see if this thing shows up. Yes, it does. It is showing up. Okay, configure the update manager. So let's copy this and go to Moonraker config. Put this in here. Save and restart. Repair CPAP. I'm probably going to need to go back on a CPAP. I got to go for a sleep study later this month, and I thought I got away from that when they yanked my tonsils, but I've been too tired lately. I got to do something. So I'll have extra hoses. I'll have a supply of extra hoses as I go through them. Okay, so then we have, where is it? Cartographer firmware and Cartographer plugin available in the update manager. Yeah, I have been diagnosed with extremely severe obstructive sleep apnea. It is slightly better since my tonsils were taken out. I don't snore anymore. I used to snore like horribly. I shouldn't say I don't snore, but I snore very, very little compared to what I used to. Where can a guy score a VZBot kit these days? I check AliExpress. Mello is who is distributing them. Ice cream with Reese's peanut butter cups. That sounds good. Just did a home study. Mine is apparently positional. Yeah, after I got my tonsils out, it was very positional. But I still have my O2s dipped down to like 84, which is really bad. But yeah. The price has gotten salty. That sucks. Over 10 years, better than not using it. That's what I'm hoping. I used one for a while before I got the tonsils taken out. I didn't like it, but $700 for shipping? Holy moly. Okay, let's go back here. Let's kind of not get too far off track. Configure clipper. Below are the minimum required options listed, except for temperature sensor blocks. You can omit those. Where's the software and configuration? Where was the update? Oh, firmware. We can go down here later. Let's make sure it works. You will need to adjust the config for your printer and your probe. You must configure homing as Z28 to home in the middle of the bed. That's fine. It already does. We need virtual probes, virtual end stop. That's fine. And then there's a cartographer section. What do we want to do here? I want to update the firmware. Let's go to that section. To update your probe's firmware, the simplest method is to use Catapult. You can also use DFU via USB. Had 2 studies. Mine is obstructive, which is the physical you're referring to. You must have both Cartographer firmware repository and Catapult on your Pi. If you don't have these, please connect via SSH and run the following command. I don't have Catapult. Here, let's just go ahead and copy this, because this is checking if you have it, and if you don't, it's installing it. So let's do that. I'm pretty sure I don't have Catapult here. Yeah, nope. So let's go ahead and run this. Let it install Catapult. Oh, that's awful, Polar Ted. 76 is slightly less awful. You out of here, Tuxedo? Or was someone else saying they had to go? Oh, John. See you, John. Careful bouncing around. Well, my thought here is I'm not bouncing around a lot. I'm just getting the firmware up to date. Just making sure that it's got the latest firmware. Then we'll bounce back to the setup and go from there. So I don't have it even installed on the thing yet. I just figure while I have it plugged in and everything here, I might as well update the firmware on it. If that's a bad idea, I can not do that, but should add both of these to Moonraker config. We already did that. I mean, we don't really, how often do you update Catapult, but we can put this in there. Did I already? No. Cartographer firmware was already there. Firmware automatic update script. You'll need to navigate to your Cartographer to do this. Now you need to run the firmware update script. This will take you to the following menu. So let's go here. And then run this. Press enter to continue. Liz, welcome. Clippy log found. MCU. Okay, so this is saying not found, so it's looking for it in the config. Cannot determine probe type automatically. Check the Clippy log. Okay, so where probe type unknown. Cannot pick a firmware file yet. That's fine. So let's go and go back now. So we're following this. Let's go back to the Clipper setup and set all of this stuff up. How can I do this? And a little better, can I do, maybe grab this thing and put it, oops, not over there. Let's put it, nope. Trying to grab the side of the screen. There we are. And then here, there we go. Now, let's go into printer config, start setting things up. So let's just go, where were we? Clipper setup, here, stepper Z. So let's go stepper Z, just set up our end stop pin, here we are. We're setting this to probe Z virtual end stop. Comment out the rest. You can hover over the maximize icon on the window for a second. It'll give you a bunch of layouts to swap to. Oh yeah, you can go up here too. Throw them in different layouts. This too. See you, George. Thanks for hanging out. And then we need an MCU cartographer. So let's just copy this whole section. Oh, actually, we're going to need all of that. And I have my MCU stuff up here, so let's put it underneath my MCU here. And can, but we're not using cans. Let's comment that one out. And our serial port, let's do, I did that command. There we are. Photographer. Copy that. Guessing we put that right here. Restart method command, not needed for probes using can. So we'll leave that. Remove either the serial or CAN bus UID line dependent on your setup. Do I leave this as blank then? It just says blank. Do I put that there or do I... It doesn't say here. I'm guessing I put that there. This is the offset of your probe from the nozzle tip to the center of the coil. Okay, so there's another, let's go here. VZBot, CNC, toolhead, GitHub. So the printhead CNC has some info on this. So I think if we go to STLs, remove one or the other depending on which one you have. Yeah. And probe mounts, and it's the same as the beacon, and then there's some info down here. So I printed the Goliath short and I printed the spacers. Did you start your move yet? Yeah, dev serial. I've got that, right? I've got that correct? Yeah, right here. That's all right there. Here we are. So spacer length should be about 23.15. I printed them at 24 so I can cut them down if I need to. And then here's our probe offset. So X, 0, and Y, I don't know if the 27.065 is important or not. But I'm guessing that this is the same offset. X0, Y27. Hey, buddy. So X offset is 0 and Y doesn't figure in the mounting screw head distance. 27.065. I don't know, why not? Hey, Nemesis. So that's all we went here for, is to get that, because I knew they had that documented, the offset here for this setup. We can throw a ruler on there, see if it seems reasonable, because we're measuring to the center of the. Here, it's got a nice little crosshair. You're measuring from the tip of the nozzle to the center of that crosshair. That I did. Okay, so there, verbose, I guess no. And I think that's that. So let's go down here to stepper Z, because you're right, I did forget that. What is that? Homing retract distance, 0. And I'm going to put a comment here. This was 5.0. Oops. There we go. Hey, Nutter. Hey, Daza. Hey, John. Okay, Cartographer bed mesh. So now we're going to go down to bed mesh. Do I have anything here for input shaper? I can leave that for now. This is what values I got before, but I wanted to see if I had any other stuff set up for input shaper. Looks like I've commented it out, so that's fine. Resonance tester, is that what this was? No, that's input shaper. Resonance tester, I think that's all in the other file. Let's go down here to bed mesh. Go in order. Oh, I don't have a bed mesh. So we do have bed screws. Will it allow us to have bed screws and bed mesh in the same config? It'll air out if it doesn't. Let's just put it under here. I don't have a bed mesh because I didn't have a probe before. So let's just copy this. Can I have both? Yeah. Yeah. If we saved and it aired out, that would tell us, but Clipper's pretty good at that. I wonder if we go to VZBot and VZ235 and firmware, printer config. I wonder if we can get our extents here as the bed screws and clicky probe for meshing. Okay. Did they give me a starting, or do we have to figure it out? No starting values from them. That's okay. Bed mesh. So 0 reference position, center of the bed. This is a 235. So What is... One 117.5. 117.5. Handy. That's another printer I need to get going. I played around with the PZ washer on my Mercury 1. I either need to get that finished or change directions to get it back up and running. Hey, Wick Central. Speed, horizontal move 3Z, mesh min. I always, is this one nozzle or here, the first probed coordinate nearest to the origin. This coordinate is relative to the probe's location. So I want this relative. I always get this confused. Do I want to do this at like 2020 or do I want to do this at like 2047.065? What do they mean by coordinate is relative to the probe's location? I always get that confused. Let's go 15 in X though. And we'll go max is 220. So now Y is the question I have. Use nozzle coordinates. So if I just go 15 here, but in the back, I want to make sure the probe is over. So 190. That'll put it probing at... That would put it probing at 217. So I could go like... I mean, I guess I could go... Probably don't want to go all the way to the edge. So I could go like 195. So this will actually run, if that's the case, then this could be something like 5. It won't work if we got it wrong. So probe count 2020, adaptive margin, we'll leave all that. That's just probably close enough. Okay. What else? We can get the temperature sensor in here. And I have a spot up here for the other temperature sensors. So let's put it up there. Right here. There. Temperature MCU cartographer. Hey, Michael. And then it's ADXL stuff. Okay, this is all. We'll just copy all this because we want to. Oop. Get the whole little comment. Yeah, let's put it right here in the input where the input shaper is. And then this we'll do 117.5 and 117.5. Okay. Okay, so we did this. We already got that. And take note of either serial ID, update your probe. Now your probe is in the configuration. Here we go. So now your probe is in the configuration. It is advisable to update your probe to the latest firmware version available to you. So let's save and restart. If I had read this, I would have known. I get it. So now we can go back here and run our firmware update. So this process updates firmware on your Cartographer probe. This is really neat. If this is reading the Clippy log and getting all the information it needs, that's really awesome. Clippy log found. MCU Cartographer found. Parsed as that. Link for firmware lookup. USB V4 detected. confirm this USB device. That's really cool. Read the notes on the ADXL pins. Oh, yeah, thank you. It'll take the last one that it reads. So it didn't give me an error. So it's probably actually okay, but I'll fix that. See you, dear. Current firmware. Clipper Cartographer plugin version, available versions. Newest listed first, you can choose below. So I get to choose which one. Is there any reason for me not to go just to the newest? Let's just go to the newest. This is a really cool process though. Choose build, type the number for your option. Full, recommended full Clipper firmware. Best for most Raspberry Pi and host PCs or light. We've got a Pi 4, so we're okay. So let's go 1. And enter. With the new selected firmware. Yes. If the wrong firmware image is flashed, recovery is almost always possible by entering DFU mode and reflashing the correct file. Okay. Did you read the above information? Most of it. I like this. This is really neat. Send anonymous report. No. That is really cool. Lost communication. Okay. Let's go back in here. We need to fix that ADXL. We can get rid of this one. There we go. Save and restart. Ooh, loud. Okay. Sees the cartographer. The cartographer coil is a separate temperature. Now, we have, oops, that's not what I want. Oh, come on. Okay, just do that. I'm going to update your probe calibration. Cartographer provides 2 methods of homing. We recommend always using the default scan method for general homing and using Cartographer touch home after all leveling has been done just before your print starts. So we're going to install it now. So we're going to get it installed. So let's shut it down. And let's physically install it. Okay, so turn that off. Unplug this for now. And we get to unplug the whole thing. Maybe. I don't know that there's going to be any good view of this. So I printed these ducts, and I printed these in Fiberon PET GF. Same stuff I printed some of the RC car drivetrain out of. Now, I'm disappointed that Neil isn't here, because the GPs, what is the first question the GPs would ask when I talk about printing something in PET or PPS? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? There you go. Did I anneal it? Well, that's really funny because that is Neil. And yes, I did anneal it. I did. And I printed 2 of them. So I annealed this at the documented 120C for 16 hours in my lab oven. There's a very small little droop there. This was sitting in there like this on the shelf in there. The other thing I noticed, so this is one printed I did not anneal. So in case I had trouble with fitment, I have a second one. But the other thing I did notice is the color changed very slightly, and I don't know if it'll get picked up on the camera, but the one that's annealed is a very slightly lighter. Maybe it's just the surface sheen. It's really hard to see on camera, but I noticed it in person more. You can kind of, that's probably well represented what I'm seeing right there. I just thought it was interesting. But anyway, we're going to install the annealed one. And if we have any trouble, then I'll switch over and install the not annealed one. Yeah, it's interesting. It's printed on the same printer, same filament, printed within a day of each other. Now, these are not Voron spec. That's right. I don't think VZBot uses Voron spec heat sets. I do have other sizes. I just need to not go straight to the Voron ones. And grab my other M3 heat sets. I think these might be them. I've heard if you bury it in salt, the salt will act to support materials, stop overhangs from drooping. Yeah, I didn't do that. Can you install heat sets before annealing? I believe so. Yeah, these are a little smaller. These heat sets, I think, are a little smaller versions. A little smaller around. These measure, let's see, 3.9 at the, yeah, and 4.3. The Voron ones are 4.3 at the little tapered spot. These other ones are 3.9. Just want to make sure I was grabbing the smaller ones and not just more Voron ones. I could do an experiment and throw a heat set in the non-annealed one and see if it takes any different if it takes any different effort to do. This is the non-annealed one. Where's the annealed one? Where did it go? Is it up here? Where did I put it? Hey, Garrett. Welcome. There should be a difference. Well, this is the non-annealed one. I just put one of these heat sets in the end here. I'm just going to put one in there. Where is... Oh, there it is. It fell into the base of the printer. So there's one in the not annealed part. Do the same thing in the annealed part. Yeah, absolutely. I got to raise the temperature. It's not going in. That's interesting. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. What's your plans for next Thursday? Are you going to be, well, I'm not going to be over there the next Thursday. There we go. So my normal, the temperature I put this insert in the non-annealed part was 255. That's my normal setting for ABS ASA that I use. I bumped this to 275 for it to go in. It was not going in at 255. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, it is the whole purpose. I wasn't expecting it to actually do something. Now, I'm not sure that it wouldn't have gone in at 265 or whatever. That would, David, that would be a 2-hour Uber. I will be going to Open Sauce. I will be there Friday though. I will be there Friday. I'm probably going to leave work a little early, and get over there a little early. But it'll be, I'm not going to take an extra day. I'm not taking an extra day off. I've got tons of other time. If you're still here, Alan, if you're around in early August, I'm hoping I will be in your neck of the woods. This is PETGF. Polar Ted. Gonna be in the, yeah, I'm planning on being up there in early August. I would absolutely love to do something if we can fit it. We've got to, I think I'll have some time. I think I'll have some time. I'm there a little longer than others. Used that before. I have not checked. I mean, I've visually compared them, but I have not taken any measurements. It is a small part. I'm hoping that the percentages work out where it is not a problem. So, I mean, I held them up against each other and I could not tell any significant. I guess this one is just by feel, just slightly wider, but I'm hoping it's not to any degree that it matters. The biggest thing that I can tell, the way I can tell them apart, is this one drooped a little bit right there, and this one comes straight across. So, okay, I did not anneal the spacers. Okay, what size screws are these? These are all 2mm. Let's move the bed down, get it out of the way. Maybe I can get the little VZBot camera in here. Seems got such a big badonkadonk. Move that out of the way, and then I can move this back. There. Well, let's grab this guy. Probably switch take off the extension here. There. Just try to get something a little better view of what I'm working on. Maybe. Maybe? Sure. The doors do not open any more than this. No. Oh, come on. There it is. And these two guys. There we are. I got this. So this fan uses the spacers way apart. This one uses them really close in. But there are spots in the tool head carriage for the closer ones. We got to figure out lengths on these screws too. Okay. Yeah. So let's see if this is going. Oh yeah, that is absolutely not going to work. Those two things can't occupy the same space, and they're trying to. So, hey Martin, we need to fix that. We need to either see where my, is it here? Yes, found it immediately. Now, what is the chances? Darn it. That's not gonna work. We get to do some soldering and desoldering, because I didn't get the low profile Jerf edition. That's so pretty though. Okay, well, we got the time. We're gonna give away some filament in an hour. 6 o'clock is giveaway time. Yeah, this is as far as he's open. It is a little annoying. That's gonna go there. Might as well move this guy over and get a good view. Where, oh, there it is. Yeah, desoldering is going to be interesting because I don't have great, fantastic tools for it. Just going to hold that in place. Get some sort of decent view here. I've got my engineer solder sucker that needs a new silicone tip though. I wonder if I can flip that around and get some better seal on it. Ooh, maybe. Flip that around, get that. Let's go with the fine tip. Let's see how that works out. Where is my solder, my external flux? Where is a good Good call. Where do I put? Oh, there it is. There we go. Flux. Oh, I have some wick too. Oop, oop. If we need it. Okay. Kinds of messy. Power and ground pins are difficult. Also, it's not a normal JST connector. It came with the correct connector. This whole thing came with a connector to. Oh. I don't know how well I'll be able to give you a view here, but a little more stability. I don't know if this is going to pull enough. So what I think we are going to have to do, yeah, it's not gonna pull it quite. Good resources for tuning ERCF. I haven't touched an ERCF in a long time. So let's see what I got. And not nearly enough. So what I think we're going to do is you're going to pull this. We're going to just pull the connector off. You see, if you just kind of gently pull on this, it will. There we go. So that's there. Now we can put this on, and I can take some tweezers. I'm going to just gently, you don't want to pull too hard on this, but heat this up. Just out of there. There we go. Just for heat transfer. Oh, come on. Does not. And the tweezers kind of suck too. These are not very good tweezers. Break out the engineer tweezers. So this isn't a matter of flux or not. This is a matter of getting enough heat. Oh yeah, much better. I mean, it's flowing. It's just, there we go. There we go. There's one. Now, I'm going to throw those back in there and maybe salvage this connector for later. Yep, there we go. So this, I've already inspected this. If you look at this side, you see there's no, well, there wasn't any solder going in on the other two. So I'm not pulling very hard. I'm being careful. I'm making sure that I see the joint flow before I pull. I'm not pulling very hard. See, it just flowed. Then it wiggles. Come on. Let's get a little. There we go. Nice. That. Square pins are usually a tight fit even before soldering. Yeah, so now we need to really clean those out. So I am going to get a little more. A little more flux on there. And we're going to hope that now with it being able to, we need a little bit of sturdy. Hopefully, I know I'm in the way. Let's try this. Ha ha! See that? See that? That cleaned out really well. We'll see if it's enough. Be able to see light through those. Not that one. Let's try the last one. Not that one. Okay, so let's add a little bit of solder. Try again. Oh, almost. Those last two being stubborn. Hey, Bob. I'll try the solder wick as well. This one doesn't work. Oh, I can see light through that one. Not that one. Okay, so let's try a bit more flux in the solder wick. Yeah. There's my snippers. Ah, they're there. I'm just not going to be able to get great views for folks here. That one cleaned out really well. Okay. I think I've got 3 of 4 cleaned out. The last one that's going to give me trouble here is the ground. Yeah, I found the snippers. Let's get a little more flux on here. Go. Not wanting to clear out. Let's see the other side. What do I got here? More time to preheat with the sucker. It is so close. I've got 3 of those I can see light through. I don't think enough to actually yeah. Here, let's get a slightly larger tip. The next size up on the iron tip. And we're going to do a hot swap. There we go. Go. Swapped. This guy can set over here and cool off. Okay, let's grab some fresh wick, and still have some paste on there, but we'll get some more flux. Yep. Clean tin the tip. Connector angle change. Oh, I can see light. I can see light through it. I was close. You can see how much solder wicked up into there. It wicked all the way up to here. Hey, Nano Breeze. Get that up. See. I can see light through all of them. They're not enough to put the connector in. If I've got a small enough little drill bit to clean it out. I do not. I don't think this is small. No, that's too big. Okay, where is the connector? Where is the connector? Here's my bag of, where's the parts? There. Oh. Suction from under and heat the top. That's a whole lot easier said than done. That's a whole lot easier said than done. What I am going to try to do, let's see. Oh, no wonder those, what in the world? That's an interesting, those have, look at the bumps on those. Is that normal? Is that supposed to push through? Is that why that was hard to get those out? I don't know if you can see, I can't get it to focus quite right. See the bumps on the pins? That's why it was so hard to get out. Oh, that one. The end one that's clear will go. Pulled in for wave soldering. Got it. That makes sense. Let's try. It's still hot. Rock the connector in by sweeping the pins with the iron to wet the, I know, I was thinking that's my fallback plan is to rock it in by heating, so I can hold this from the back and I can heat that. That's probably going to be the way to go, is put this here. If I hold that there, yep, that just bumped in. Make your life unpleasant. We need to desolder them. But I think this might be the way, because I really only need to do that on these two. This. Ah! That just sucked right in. And it didn't push any pads out of the way. I got lucky. That's done. We just have to solder it in place now and clean it up. We're done. We are done. Okay. Oh, do I have any kind of little... We are done. Looks good to me. Oh, everything's perfect. It is fully I was gonna say it's fully flush, but it's not quite on this side. I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna just hold it with my finger here and push it in. It's all the way in on one side. It's not quite all the way in on this other side. This is the Omnifixo. It is absolutely fantastic. Okay, I've got it pushed back into place, but I created all kinds of solder bridges. So we're just gonna clean all of these up real quick. There we go. And now it's flush all the way around. So do a little final cleanup and we can get this installed. See you, John. Okay, that off. Oh, okay. Much better. all this stuff away. And where was the baggie? Baggie for the flux. See you, Shadow Steve. Maybe it was only the V3 that needed the pinout fixed. I sure hope no pinout needs fixed here. Pinout needs fixed. That's a problem. These tweezers are nice. These are the engineer tweezers that I bought in Japan. You can buy them here, but they were about $6 less buying them in Japan than buying them here. They were still over $30 tweezers. Okay. This I'm going to keep because I think I can push those in and reuse that if I need to. But in here were two low profile head screws. We're going to grab those. It came with a little nozzle brush too, but I don't have that anywhere set up to use that on here. Came with the pins, and it did come with an extra vertical as well, a fresh one. What type of connector is that? That's a great question. I don't know. It looks like a JST with a clip, but someone may know. Someone may be able to say. Okay. Put this on here. Molex Sherlock. Okay. Totally worth the trip cost. Yeah. Did you have time to do the post-processing we were talking about last night? The annealing? Yes, it is annealed. Okay. So that's there. Now we need to figure out what size spacer I need. And I think I can start that. Let's get the camera over here. Hi. I think we can bolt this on here. Pins less than 3 millimeters from the board so they don't contact. What are you talking about? You're a medic. Thanks for the gift of memberships. For my last homework assignment for the summer. Have a good one, David. I'll see you next week. Oh. Pins less than 3 millimeters from the board so they don't contact. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so this is way high now. That's not going to work. However, the whole thing is adjustable, so I need to adjust it. So they don't protrude below the nozzle height. Well, we need to adjust this height first. And I may have to, let's go here. I may have to change things around here to be able to get to it. To the socket pins protruding from the bottom of the board. Oh, good call. Good call. I don't feel like they're... I think that's a fantastic call. We're gonna let me get this thing. I know what you're talking about. I think it's a great idea. Let's pull this off. Yep. I'm not sure that they are. I'm not sure that they are, but we're just gonna take my flush cutters, and we're just gonna trim them. I got glasses on, so no safety squints required, but we'll send these off to the other side of the garage. Make sure they short out something over there. There we go. Now we can be sure that they're not sticking out too far. Thank you. That's a good idea. Yep. That's a good idea. Just visually inspecting, make sure everything's still good. What tool head board are you using? This is a VZBot. They don't believe in tool head boards. There's no space. I guess if you use a really thin moon stepper motor, there's a mod to squeeze a EBB 36 format board in there. But no, I don't have one. Okay, now I have to remember. Let's pull the. Let's pull this back out of the way. This whole thing will shift up and down. I just have to remember which fasteners to loosen. Pull this off. Okay. That all the way off so I get a really good view back here. Is it just these two here? Yep. So that will allow me to move this whole thing up and down. What is this? It's a very nice printer, but if you ever want to sell it, I'm closer than he is. 2 beacons on my V2 with the Nighthawk board using the onboard USB hub. No thoughts. Then the printer won't fit back in the box. Oh yeah. I told Bob that he should send me that, and then I'd send him mine, but I feel like that's probably a little more trouble than it's worth. Now I'm going to bring this down, and probably I feel like the easiest thing is to bring this bed up, because it's pretty it's already trimmed. I hope so, Phil. I think we can go here. Bring this up to where it's touching the nozzle. Yeah, right there. Then I can shift this whole thing down, and I have a 3mm spacer right here. It needs to be a little under 3mm, I think, ideally. So I think if I do that, and then move it just a hair further down. Like that. So if I tighten this up, I know you guys can't really see that. Maybe I can get a better view with this camera. Okay. I got a I've measured this washer. It's exactly 3 millimeters thick. So if I try to push that under the beacon right now, it doesn't go under, but by barely. So that means it's under 3 millimeters, and we want to be between 2.6 and 3 millimeters. So I think I'm in a good spot right here. So I'm trying to push it under the beacon and it won't go, but I can see that it's just barely not going. So I'm probably at like 2.8 millimeters. Just this guy. I had to get these M6 square nuts for working on testing some of the Jabberwocky stuff. So good timing to have that right here. Did I say beacon? that is what's called too many threads processing. Too many threads going at once. Twice. The install is the same. Well, physical install. Okay, that is on there. The Cartographer is between 2.6 and 3 millimeters off the bed. Let's put all of this back on. There. You all should know the parallel processing overrides the verbal. Whatever, all the time. Okay, now that that's done, move the bed back down. Just slowly moving it down. Yes, limited number of cores and threads. Now I think, let's try this again. Now I've got to measure from the plate down to the top of this, and that is, I mean, if that's not exactly 24, it's very, very close. I printed these at exactly 24 millimeters. let's see if I'm lucky and I don't have to trim these at all. That did compress just a little bit. Let's see how that does. Oh, no, that's the old one. New one. Exactly, Rod. Exactly. Oh, where'd you go? You fell. Yep, under there. Okay. That's, where'd you go this time? Oh, way back there. Let's see if I can do this by fingers instead. It'd be a little easier. Okay. Let's see. Now I need to go back and make sure that didn't raise it above 3 millimeters. If it did, then I'll pull that apart and I'll try to squeeze some washers in there. I just don't want to take this up too fast, just because. Okay, right there. And then back to my square nut. Where'd that square nut go? There it is. It is. It's right at 3 millimeters. I feel like I should probably put a little extra spacer under there, huh? Because it says 2.6 to 3 millimeters. I printed those at 24 millimeters tall. You can see I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try real quick. It won't take long. Wow. Famous last words. Let me see what I have. A little nylon washer, I think. These are pretty thin. Let's see how thin. These are 1/2 millimeter. I think even 1/2 millimeter probably puts me in a good spot. Let's see. Oh, come on. Did the gauge to make this easier? I saw that. I saw a gauge. What, to make this easier? To make the alignment easier? Okay, so that guy goes there, it goes up. Okay. So then there it is. Okay, so that one's there. And then washer on this side. Like that. There we go. That's easy. Why are you not tightening? Where? Oh, because you're... No. There we go. There we go. Okay. Couple of, you can see them, couple little nylon washers in there. It's all good. Very close. Okay, did I miss anything? Make sure you can't remember those multiple holes. Yeah. I'm getting this back up here. I just want to check it again real quick. This little guy in there. Yeah, that's interesting. Even with the washer, it's 1 millimeter. How is that? How is that? It was right there. I mean, I guess we'll just try it. I'm not going to keep... Those are all tightened in the right spot. I guess we'll just try it. It's right at 3 millimeters at the worst. So... It's right at 3 millimeters at the worst. So we are going to, if we run into problems calibrating it, then we'll know what to look at. Okay. Now, go here. Our cable here. So our cable is going to go around. Plug in, come up here, and go through probably this wrap. We'll just grab this around all of the wraps. Yeah. One more. Down under there. I think we are good. That's plugged in. That's there. Oh, it's giveaway time. Okay, and then this is just going to hang out in the back. That's fine. Let's power it on and give away a roll of filament. And then we will finish. I am going to throw a zip tie on this to the frame here, just to make sure that it doesn't catch on anything. Are there any other tool head options? I have not kept up with the VZBot mods. I don't know. Okay. Let's do a quick. There we go. Okay, that I'm reasonably sure is not going to snag on anything now. Yeah, this doesn't hold in on with anything. So when filament's in there, it holds in just fine. And I actually need to swap this out because this is PEP, and I need to swap it out for actual PTFE. But that's okay. It's not important right now. Okay, back to the configuration. Let's go here. Calibration. Cartographer provides two methods of homing. We recommend always using the default scan method for general homing and using Cartographer touch home after all leveling has been done just before your print starts. So let's go to scan calibration next. Ensure that your zero reference position is set to sensible value, usually in the middle of your bed. So that's a interesting thing, because is that in the... Just helping someone with this yesterday. Machine. Printer config. Oh, giveaway. Yes. Let's give away. Link is in the pin post in the description. System crash. Let me bring up the form. Don't knock it. Thanks for the gift of memberships. Tell the kids if you win the filament giveaway, they can stay up an hour later. Nice. Easily distracted. Okay. How many people do we have here? We have 106 entries. How many people do we have here? I haven't. Oh, that's good. We have 138 people, 106 entries. Most of you want filament. That's pretty good because a lot of times most people don't want filament. They really don't want to win. We could use more likes though. Okay, let's see. How many times are we going to reset this? Let's roll it on the VZBot bed. 3 times. 3. 2. 1. Are we only going to reset once? Just here to not answer if you win. You're a founding member. You're the founding member. So Polar Ted, we had a husband-wife team enter the Polar Ted Club last week. Sean and Laura both got drawn, and both were not here. We haven't had a single new entry, so I think everybody that wants filament is in. So I'm doing the final countdown right now. 3. So if you're trying to jump in, we've had 2 new entries, so I'm going to consider those the 2 resets. 3, 2, 1, done. Let's see here. Zeta, you got in there first. Rudy Amid, you got in there last. Dr. Dave, Bob, you rounded off the last 3. Let's copy that, paste that. Oh, we've got, what is this? 10 days until open sauce. Let's go a number between 1 and 10-ish. 9 or 10 days. Mr. Franco, you were the 4th from last. Number between 1 and 10. Open sauce is next weekend. So I'll be streaming this Sunday, Vertigo build, but I won't be streaming next weekend, the 19th. Mr. Franco, you said let's do 10. Let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and spin. What do we got? Polymaker filament. Oh, Joetech 3000. Joetech 3000. Congrats. If you're here, say something in chat. Joetech 3000. I saw you said 8. Spin it 8 times, but that doesn't count. You have to be here after. There you are. Congrats. Copy that. You have to be here after it actually shows up on the screen. Oops. Okay, I've got an email all set up for you. This has been such a thing off my plate. I mean, I have to set it up, but to not have to do it after stream, it's really nice. Copy that. And paste that. Joetech, you should have an email. If you don't get it, send me a DM, but people have been getting them lately, so congrats. Congrats. Unpin. Clear the thing. And delete it from the description. Do you have a preferred brand for heater cores and thermistors? Nothing. No. I don't buy them often. usually use what comes with. I do have a pile of Mellow PT1000s because they gave me a price break on them when I bought 20. So, but that doesn't mean that I like the Mellow ones better. I just got them for a good price. Got the email. Awesome. Let's close this. Okay, back to getting this thing configured. So, let's pull, oops. Let's see. Let's pull this back to our, there we are. Back to our main window so it's easier to switch. How do I like the VZBot? It's a nice printer. I just don't use it a lot. Hey, Dr. Dave. Okay, ensure that your oh, that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing when I got distracted by being reminded that we had a giveaway. Let's go all the way down here to our bed mesh. Bed mesh does not have, oh, it does. 0 reference position is already set. Okay. Scan calibration. Home your printer's X and Y axis. See how this goes. I didn't change anything here. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? That's a physical switch. It doesn't, is that actually homing? I guess it is. Is it hitting? It's homing weird. Okay, home Y. Okay. No, it's not sensorless homing. I might have to adjust where this actually sets. Actually, why don't I do that right now? Because I noticed that it's real easy to adjust. There's little things here. Just move that out a little bit. Hey, Brian. You already made changes to the gantry that have setups influence potential changes to the Voron gantry philosophy. I don't think specifically. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, that looks fine. It just stopped right when it did it. Okay. Now, start calibration. This will move your tool head to the 0 reference position and start calibration. So let's copy this and go here. Paste that, and I guess here. Now we do, this is the paper test, right? This will move the nozzle. Move the nozzle to 0.1 millimeters above the bed. Use the test Z minus 0.01 macro to slowly lower your nozzle. Use abort if you wish to abort. Use main cell or fluid to have a nice interface. We want to get our nozzle to as close to 0.1 millimeter off the bed as we can. Use a feeler gauge or a piece of paper. Accept manual homing. Okay, so this is just our regular paper test. There we go. In memory of the Chris's Basement channel, I still have the patent pending. Is it still pending? Chris's Basement nozzle calibration sheets. And then I'm just using this interface here to move it down until we are there. There's no back offsetting apparently. Get this close, then I'll pay more attention once it's real close. Okay. How close are we? We can go one more. Yeah, he's not doing any YouTube stuffs that I know of. I haven't seen anything. Numerous of the performance-oriented gantries, belt paths, wonder if they had been explored by the team. Well, at a certain point, there's stuff that's already out there, right? And that seems pretty good right there. That should be about 0.1. Maybe go up just a little bit. If I can get this to slide under it, that's, yep, right there. Get it to slide under it. Didn't want to just copy what was out there. Didn't want to just adopt something. I mean, the part of the fun of being on a design team is designing things. Okay, so that is there. So now we accept. Now it's doing stuff. What? Okay, I think we're good. Says scan. Oh, that's out of the, let's bring this down here. And down here. There we are. Scan model default has been saved for the current session. The save config command will update your printer config file and restart the printer. Okay. Accept the manual homing, save the calibrated model. Once done, you'll be prompted to run save config. Clipper firmware should restart and you'll be able to home using G28. I do want to get the screw out of the way for my manual Z end stop that's over here. Here we are. Let me just get this completely out of the way so it can't crash on there. But I think we can home, right? According to this, we home all. Okay. Why? Oh, I know why. I missed something. So I missed something. Luckily, it aired out. But I did miss something that it said in the instructions. It was way back here. Way back here, before you begin, I think. No, maybe it was in Clipper setup. Right here. Save Z home position. I don't have that. We can fix that. Come on. Firmware restart. I hope I didn't just short out the cartographer. I hope I didn't just short it out. Because it pushed it right into the bed. Well, it did lose communication with the cartographer, was the air. Okay, it still sees things. So let's go here, and I did miss that. So do I have anything in here on heater, bed, fan, controller, fan, temperature sensor, chamber? I don't have any of that. Idle timeout, bed screws, bed mesh, nothing. So let's just grab a safe Z home section. We'll just put it up here above our. Okay. Save and restart. Let's just home all. Yep. Okay. I wanted to trigger it by something other than the bed the first time. So now let's home Z. Nope, home all. I put the metal ruler under it because I wanted to trigger it. Okay. It homed, and it says it is at Z 1.975. And that's Z2. I think that's probably Z2. Okay, what's next? Okay, save the calibrated model. We did that. So now should restart. So this is, and you will be able to home using D28. So now we can home. So next steps, touch calibration. You have now created a model for all the scan operations. Bed mesh calibrate, Z tilt adjust, which we don't have. We have one Z stepper. To use the physical touch commands, you will now need to calibrate touch. Please move to the next step. So touch calibration. This calibration will enable survey touch macros. A misconfigured touch model or printer can cause physical damage to your printer. It's important that you verify that everything is right. Verify zero reference position. Ensure that your zero reference position is set to a sensible value. Usually the middle of your bed, it is. You can calibrate survey touch without homing Z. This means we can. So home your printer's X and Y axes. Which already are. WSA. Ensure that your nozzle and bed is clean. Ensure the probe is between 2.6 and 3 millimeters above the nozzle. I'm fairly certain that's clean. Yeah, that feels like metal across it. Doesn't feel like plastic on it, so I think we're gonna go with it. Double check that your gantry and kinematics are rigid. And we've got all that. Start the calibration routine. So it's already homed. So I think we can just do the Cartographer touch calibrate. So I'm just gonna paste that into the I don't know what it's doing. It's not touching. It's screaming. Okay. It's doing what's called screening. It did screening 500, screening 600, screening 660. Screening 726. Screening 871. Oh. Okay. Screening 958. I don't know what that means. It's touching. Some of them are touching. Okay, it's doing its thing. Here's what the console looks like. It's doing screening and some best of 5 samples. Could be like watching paint dry. Threshold 1818 looks promising. Verifying with 10 touch samples. Okay. Oh, because the best on 1818 was 0.004 millimeters. And that is the best of the values it was getting. What is the difference on the V4? I'm not sure. Threshold 1818 failed to find consistent samples on sample 6. So now it did threshold 2181. It looks promising. Its best was 0.002. So it's doing verifying 10 touch samples now. See? Threshold 2181 looks promising. Verifying with 10 touch samples. So I've installed a beacon before. I installed it on my index printer. So that was off camera. Before it had the load cell, it had a beacon on it to run. So I have a beacon. If there's, of the printers I have, if there's a printer that you guys want to see a beacon install on, we can do that. I'm not going to do a comparison between them. I'm showing the install process between them, and you can make your own decisions. But to cover them both, if there is a preference on which of my printers you'd like to see it on, let me know in the comments. Comment after the stream. On a Core 1, no. Okay, It finished acceptably with 2181. So the reason I say comment after the stream in the comments, because that does help with the YouTube algorithms, getting attention on the stream. I can't say I have a preference between them. Charlie Wire. Hey, Pathetic Puma. Hey, Joey. Tribent. Oh, we could do it on Tribent, because we're going to be rebuilding that. And actually, to be fair, I would probably prefer that over Charlie Wire, just because we can pull bed tramming Z-tilt into the picture. So, okay, that finished. This says touch model default has been saved for the current session. It did it at threshold 2181 with speed of 2. I don't know what that means. Standard deviation was 0.005. So let's save that. Tri-bent is still bent. Well, the frame has some damage, but I believe the frame's right there. You can see the corner of it. This is the frame. I've put it together to make sure that it is still a viable printer. I've flipped extrusions around where they were damaged. So I think we're good. Oh, hi, Oscar. Sorry, Oscar. I disturbed Oscar. Okay. So that is done. So now observe your nozzle to make sure it touches on the bed. If it never touches a bed, refer to nozzle never touches the bed. It touched the bed. Save. Okay. So then print start template. So this is what they suggest for the print start. There's a template print start. You will need to adjust it to fit your printer, but this will show where the Cartographer Touch Home belongs compared to other usual bed leveling macros. So check preconditions and get print temperatures, place with your real macro. So basically we just want to make sure that we touch home and then do a bed mesh, then do the rest. Okay, so basically this is saying do a regular home, which is just the eddy sensor, the non-contact home, and then do your tramming the bed, whether it's Z-tilt or quad gantry level, but then do a touch home to get a physical touch offset, and then do your bed mesh and then print. So if I was going to adapt this to like Yante's better print start macros, I think we could insert this in there, right? So I don't have a print start macro set up for this. So let's do that. Yante's better print start macros. Where? Better print start macro. What happened? Oh, I just disturbed Oscar by moving the frame that was sitting up there where he was sleeping. I don't have a chamber thermistor in here yet. I should put one. 2.4 Trident macro. V0 macro is probably, realistically, V0 macro is probably the correct. No, I don't want that because I want bed mesh. So let's just grab one of these and go here, and let's create a file, and we're just going to call it print start. paste this, and I'm going to, we don't have chamber. We can get rid of all of these, right? And status homing. So home the printer at G28 is fine. And then uncomment for bed mesh. But we want to probably change the order. See you, Polar Ted. Check if the bed temp is higher than 90°C. If so, then trigger a heat soak. Uncomment if you have a Nevermore. I don't. The chamber temperature can go. Temperature, weight sensor, yeah. Comment those out. Status heating. Why we have, oh, bed mesh clear, that's fine. Hot end, nope, uncomment for beacon contact. That's 2 of 4 things. Was there something else? That was for beacon set G-code offset. I think we can not worry about that. Not worry about that. Uncomment for Trident, uncomment 2.4, uncomment for bed mesh. But I want to change something here. I want to move this above. So right here is where we want to, insert the Cartographer Touch Home. I think. And anybody, I think I want to insert there, leave that alone. It will do this, then a bed mesh, which is their suggestion here, right? So insert that there. See you, Joe Tech. Congrats. So none of that. It does all this, and then it does a touch home. Then it does a bed mesh calibrate. Now, what is the bed mesh command? Bed mesh calibrate adaptive. Adaptive, is there a thing here to, yeah. Adaptive equals 1. And that says right here. Add adaptive. I think this will do. Anybody see any major flaws in what I did there? We're just adding the Cartographer Touch Home. Let's get this in line with the rest of the comments. Adaptive equals 1. Yeah, that's there. Did I misspell it? Adaptive equals 1. Yeah. So let's save and restart. And let's do a home all. Okay. And let's do a bed, a height map. Calibrate. Will that do that? Move out of range. Okay. So our settings there, yep. So it's trying to go to minus 22 in Y. Hey, John. So our range, we were kind of wondering what the reference, the probe reference or whatever. It's trying to go to minus 22. That means we need to, in our printer config and the bed mesh, 5. So this needs to be, well, if we want it to be about, what is that trying to do? It's trying to move the nozzle to, so this needs to be like 30. Yeah. And this can, I think this one's fine. Add the probe Y offset. 195 plus 20, what was it? 27.065. Will get us up to about 220. Let's try that. Save and restart. Hold on. I'll move that out of the way so it would do an actual home. Now we can go to height map, calibrate, and calibrate. And it's going to do 20. Oh, I do need to add the start to the printer config. You're right, Phelps. I wasn't actually planning on starting a print today. That's why I wanted to run the bed mesh. There's our mesh. Our range is 0.199. Where is actual 0, 0? Here we are. So we are tilted a little bit this way. We're tilted a little bit that way. If we put our 0, 0 here in the front. But 0.199 is not awful. It's less than 0.2. In order for me to fix that, I would have to adjust my lead screw here. Something else we can try. Actually, here. Let's go back to... Let's move this down. Let's do a quick just make sure there's nothing on the bed. Oh no, I don't have to fix that. I can fix it another way. I just realized. But we can also do this, flip this, and see if it changes with our bed sheet. I can adjust my screws here because they're on springs. So let's see what this looks like though. I might be probing off the bed. I'll try to get a better visual on this. We're gonna do a, oops, probably more fun to watch. Height map, calibrate. We can try moving it in and see if it makes a difference. It did change it. This, you think that that's scanning off the edge. So what we can do here is we can go in here and go back to our config, and we can bring this into like 25, bring it in 10 millimeters, and we'll bring it in on the other side. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it's something we can check. Something we can check. Okay, height map. Still dropping off over there. It's better at 0.128. Let's turn our bed back around. And what does that mean? We've got it down. It's measuring. Let's see. This can be a brain twister. This is measuring further away on this side. So we should be able to loosen this. Let's see if I loosen this half a turn, front and back, because it's about the same both sides. Let's see what happens with that. Good night, Andy. Yep. I didn't go quite half a turn. I might have done a third of a turn. Height map, calibrate. Go. We'll see what this comes up with. Ah, it went the other way. So I was a little. So let me tighten this like a little smidge. Wonder what it's seeing in the middle there. Wonder what's causing that. The bed's not warm. This needs to be checked again when it's warm. Just make sure there's nothing on the... No, nothing there. Okay. Well, it shouldn't... Well, yeah. We're getting that. We're not getting that little bump in the middle every scan either. Okay, now we're going to do our height map again. Calibrate, calibrate. What is causing that? What is causing that? There's nothing we're doing that caused that. Oops. Rotate the sheet again and see if it moves. Yeah. There's nothing. There's something there. Oh, flip it over. Flip it over to the smooth side. Flipped and rotated. Okay, and a height map. Okay. Oh, no more of that. 0.130. That's not too bad. There's nothing that pronounced. Nothing as pronounced as the results we saw before. Let's try it again with it rotated the correct way, but the smooth side. Originally used for sheet metal thickness and manufacturing. Okay, homo. I don't have much for 235 plates. I might be able to fit I guess a 250 will fit on here, but I'm not really too worried about it either. This is more just experimenting. We need to heat it up anyway and see what it looks like heated. Yeah, that's rotated and back with the flat. So there's something, maybe something with that logo. All right, let's do this. Okay, let's go here. Let's go see what happens. Are we ready? Same result. Same. Okay. Let's do... Are we ready? Same result. Nice. I was a little worried about that. Nice. Same. 1.2 meters per second, or whatever it's hitting when it's with the accelerations. That was fun. You want to try it? Okay. Let's end the stream with a 2 meter per second bed scan. 2 meters per second. Are we ready? There we go. Calibrate. It's not hitting, it's not much different because of the accelerations. But it's basically the same results. Repeatable. Hey, buddy. Actually, here. Come on, up here. Oh. Oh, not that one. This one. That would have been, that's just 10,000 excels. What happens if we go 15,000 excels? So this should be noticeably quicker. This should be noticeably quicker. Now, whether it skips or not, I'm nowhere close to a... Let's find out. Oh, yeah. Nice. Ooh, what happened there? Mesh scan failed. It couldn't. Hey, Slim Man. It's not able to process it. It's too fast. The whole screen filled up with this at first. Yep, it can't scan that fast. Yep. That is hilarious. Okay, before I forget, let's go in and put these back to sane numbers. I'm going to leave this 15,000 max excels. I need to do some input shaper testing still back on it, but this bed mesh doesn't need to go that fast. We'll put this back to 600. Let's go ahead and run a mesh here. Okay, now we're going to do a height map at 600 but 15,000 excels. There we go. Same values. So I'm getting repeatable values. So there's something going on with this plate is what I'm getting out of this. Something's going on with that flex sheet. Because with it staying in one spot here, I'm getting repeatable values. It's not in contact with the sheet when it scans. You sure it just wasn't fast enough that last time? Maybe try faster just in case. Anyway, this was fun. No, I'm getting slightly different values each time in other CG. It's changing, but it's very, very similar. Yeah. So with that, thank you for hanging out. Oops. There's a little guy. Does it change if you rotate the sheet? Yeah, we played around with that before, Phil. I was rotating the sheet on the test before. It's been rotated and upside down. So we got you covered. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Polymaker, for letting me give away a roll of filament, and thanks to Richard from Cartographer for providing the Cartographer. Don't forget, leave a comment after stream's over in the description. What do you want to see? Let's put it this way. What do you want to see other eddy current type probes installed on? And we'll make sure we cover the various options that are out there. We've done the mellow. We did that on the Tic Tac. I don't know that we've done the eddy from Big Tree Tech. I've installed one, but I don't know that we've covered it. And then we need to cover a beacon. So rat rig. Oh, the rat rig is getting one. The rat rig is getting the beacon. So that might be the answer. The rat rig has one. So anyway, take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your week. We will see you on Sunday. Enjoy the build. Bye.